Hello everybody, I'm the Trailbox Gamer, welcome back to Minecraft. We are continuing with making our road. It's this day I honestly don't know. I don't know what day it is, probably like 4th? 5th? Day whatever. It's day whatever in our peaceful Minecraft server where we're going to try to see if we can beat the game. I don't like how that looks, but it got covered up so we're good. It's still... Not a fan of this. Not a fan of this at all. Anyway, as you can see, we're back to building a road, and in the last episode I did say that I was going to continue with a different character from my D&D game. Actually, the thing is, if we talked about Rolander just a little while longer, just a bit longer, this would have been the perfect transition, because if you remember when I talked about Rolander, he was a, I believe, Flaming Fist member. Now, the reason why this transitioned into my other character, who's not a paladin, is because, well, I think it was my first actual session with my group, with Lorenzo and Anna, I think. But the first character I actually made, I called him Dovin, and he was a rogue. And during the campaign, what happened is that we ran into a corrupted group of Flaming Fists, and my character, I don't like how this looks. No. Big no. My character didn't take too likely to how they were not treating one of the players, because they were being, corrupted punks. They were trying to mug him, basically. And what this one did was turn around and slap my character. To be honest, I felt insulted. So we got into a fight. Picture this as one character turns gigantic and starts pummeling these guys. Another character comes in like throwing hands like they're snowballs. The third character, the one that they were picking on, was a lizard dude who, I believe, the first thing that they did when there was a fight, immediately started biting said guard. So, yeah, there's a lot going on in this campaign, a lot going on in this fight. My character is standing there looking at the onslaught of chaos. You know what? Joins in the fight, because I'm not, personally, that slap was very disrespectful. I know it's a game, I get that, but I was like, you know what? No, this guy, he's getting it. This one in particular is getting it. In fact, I was so determined to get this guy that I don't think I hit all of them, but I was really hoping I got the last hit on this guy for that slap. And you would not believe it. You would not believe how lucky my rolls were, because I didn't hit them all the time, but I got them enough times where one of the rolls, the DM said, okay, how are you going to do this? And I was like, just to be mindful of everybody, this was still the first time that I was playing. I wasn't sure exactly how this goes, so I was like, do I have to, kill him, or can I knock him out? Because honestly, if you were to, corrupted or not, killing guards is never a good thing. Again, the DM still, he knows that I'm still getting used to, the rules, how to play, so he says, Anthony, it's cool if you want to say that you do it non-lethally, just say you're going to do it non-lethally. How are you going to do this? And I look at him and I said, Dovin is going to take off the guard's helmet. He's going to rise it high above, and he's going to say, you've been dishonorably discharged, before he smacks him right in the head. And everybody looked at me shocked, because this was the first time I actually did a one-liner. After that, the other guard, he gets knocked out too. I remember distinctly that the character that went giant, he picks both of them up and he places them on top of a roof. And then we later go and report him to the actual Flaming Fist. And yeah, we didn't get in trouble. We got paid for getting rid of, bad memories. But, oh boy, that's the first time I ever did a one-liner. And if you're wondering, yes, I was actually planning that one-liner. Like, that was like, need to have something quirky to say when I beat him. It needs to stay. He disrespectfully slapped me. I need to be disrespectful back. So while I was fighting him, while I was hoping that I actually get to beat him, I was like, what do I say? What do I say? He's a guard. They're supposed to be honorable guards. That's a whole Flaming Fist, motives I've seen in this game so far. And then it clicked to me, that's what I'm going to say. And I was like, oh, I hope I get to get it. I hope I get to get him before everybody else. Like a gremlin. Like an honest gremlin. Just like, oh, I hope I get to get him. I want to say my cool thing. There was another part of this campaign where we were dealing with cultists. And there was a description of a statue right behind the main cultist, because what they had was, they had this girl kidnapped. And I was looking at the statue and I was thinking, you know what would be awesome? It'd be kind of awesome if I sneak past the cultists, climb up the statue, and you know how in Assassin's Creed where you do a flying assassination? That's what I described to the DM. I asked him, can I do it? Can I do it? Because that sounds awesome. And the DM's laughing. It's like, you could try. First roll for stealth. I think my stealth was... I think the first time I rolled, I messed up and it was a low score, but another player had inspiration, liked the idea, and said, you know what? I want to see this play out, so I'm going to use my inspiration for him to re-roll that stealth. So, re-rolled it. I don't remember the exact number, but it was high enough for me to pass. Then I got to the statue. The DM says, okay, now make your... I think at first he said athletics. And I raised my hand. I was like, hey, strength's not my high score here. Can it go for, acrobatics? Because I'm climbing up. I'm using my hands to climb up. Something along those lines. And it was like, alright, yeah, I'll allow it. You can use your acrobatics, which, if I recall correctly, my dex is pretty high. That's I'm a rogue, so the dex is the high stat for me. So, I rolled for acrobatics. High number, pretty high. Get up the statue pretty easily. I'm looking down on the big bad guy down there. He's doing every bad guy thing where he's monologuing, talking, and I'm like, okay. I'm going to jump down, and I'm going to Assassin's Creed him. In other words, I actually asked, hey, can I use my rapier, or can I use my, do I have to use my daggers? Because the rapier, I think, would be a lot funnier. And I don't remember the decision on this. I think for this role, I think I was told for this time, it's gotta be the daggers, something like that. I don't think that's what happened, but yeah, I honestly don't remember the outcome. It could have been either or, really. It was either maybe I thought the dagger would have looked cooler, but yeah, that was probably it, because now I would probably ask, hey, can I use my rapier rather than my dagger, because, the extra damage. But considering that I'm scaling a statue with both hands, I mean, the rapier is it's a light weapon. Did my character have one? Did he have one, or let me check his inventory real quick. Yeah, he had one. So, oh wait, this is the old one. It didn't count as a light weapon like my other campaign did. It counting as a martial and a finesse weapon. I'm only saying light because in another campaign, when my character had the same type of weapon, it was counted as light. Or wait, no, maybe it's a scimitar I'm thinking of. Okay, don't matter. Point is, whatever weapon I use, I added my stealth attack to it. I got the guy. I got the guy so good that I think I've one-shotted him. If I didn't one-shot him, then I bloodied him. After that, I pushed the girl behind me so that I'm the one that's gonna get aggroed on by not just the leader, but everybody in the area. Now, this was kind of early on in the game. I say it's probably like 4th, 5th session. Not too high up in level. In my AC, I believe was 15, which isn't bad, but my health, I don't remember if we had to roll for the health or if it's just going with like, you know, if it's just like going with the average. I think it might be average, but I also think it might have been rolled. The point is, my health was kind of low. So, here I am, standing like around a bunch of angry cultists. And player me has something called self-preservation, meaning I don't want to be here because I feel like I might die, but my character that I'm playing knows he wouldn't leave the girl because he's trying to save the girl. He wouldn't just like leave him, so I can't escape. And I like how during the like game, as I'm standing there panicking, someone's trying to remind me, yeah, no, you do have cunning action, you can't just leave. And I'm like, okay, cunning action works for me, but would that also work for the girl that I have with me? And they're like, no. And I say, now you see why I'm at an impasse here. I can't leave her because if I do, they're going to hurt her. So I am pretty much stuck here. Unless you guys come and save me. Or draw their attention. Do something. Like at this point, we obviously rolled for initiative. I don't remember if my initiative was high or if it was... I want to say probably a good amount. But point is, I already used my move. So all I could do was a bonus action, which... I think my bonus action was just to cry. Granted, as a joke, that's what we say. That you could always use that as a free action. You could always cry about it. I was like, I'm gonna use it as a bonus action anyway. Please don't let me die. I'm gonna cry, but at least I can say I try. Anyway. The round goes, I got hit quite a bit, but I'm still standing. We all come charging, like they come charging in. These guys are surprised because they had no idea that they were around. They're focused on me, so around a surprise, we mess them up. The big bad guy, I still don't know how this happens because I think I spaced out. Something happened. But he came back to life. It's like, I thought I killed him. I even think the other players are like, wait a minute. He got killed. But he got brought back to life to do some magic thing. I don't remember what it was, but we just basically jumped the dude in a group takedown. And I only wish I remember exactly how we did it. But we just it's like he's coming in with the metal chair kind of thing. It's that kind of joke. But yeah, no, that was like one encounter I had with Dovin. I'm glad you can see if his background is listed on D&D Beyond. No, it's not. Which makes sense because this was the first character sheet that I have, and it was moved to D&D Beyond. It did not have his background added to it. Sum up his character from what I remember is that Dovin is a Robin Hood-esque thief. He steals from the rich, gives to the poor. In his city, the one that he's from, it was always being like messed with by the upper class, always just messing with people. And he didn't take too kind to that, so he turned to a life of crime to steal from the rich, give to the poor, joined up the Thieves Guild, eventually saw that his own actions were hurting his own city. in a way, grew guilty for that, and decided that he's going to basically repent his actions by being a good guy elsewhere. I think if I recall correctly, the scheme that I was thinking is that he wanted to go out, actually earn all the money that he's stolen, just so that he could say he's earned it, paid it back in total, and then drop being a thief. However, he always tends to get roped into situations that kind of don't leave him in a good place. It's kind of sad. Like, he's supposed to be a good guy, but he's doing bad things. Like, that was his tragic, like, part of his character set. He always wants to do good, but he ends up doing bad. I know that for this campaign, I don't know if the other players know about it. This was supposed to be like a secret reveal thing, so for safety, I'm not going to say what it was, because the reason why that they're in the plot is kind of tied to him, in a way. The reason why the cultists are around a lot is kind of tied to him, if I remember correctly. It's just, I don't remember if all the players knew at this point of the game, because we started from level 1, we are now a level 8 character, like, we are far into this campaign, so I don't remember if everyone kind of figured out player-wise, or if it's still, like, in the air on what happened. So, in case they're watching, I'm not going to say what it is. I just know that the main reason why a lot of conflicts are happening is because Delvin's quote-unquote act of trying to be a good guy royally backfired, and now, well, he did bad, so, I mean, I willingly would tell you. I do remember what the reason is. It's just, I remember it was also supposed to be a secret from the other players. Or was it supposed to be a secret with the other characters? Okay, that I don't remember. I just know I had to keep it hush-hush. Anyway, that wasn't the only rogue I played. I had another rogue. This rogue was from a one-shot. We do quite a few one-shots every now and then, but this rogue was for a one-shot. I can't remember his name. His name was Shade. Or, yeah, Shade. I think it was Shade. This one was like a heist kind of like game where we're supposed to rob like this whole like museum of priceless stuff, if I recall correctly. It was supposed to be, if I recall, Lorenzo was the one that was running this. He wanted something like Sly Cooper. Or something like that. He wanted something that was like Sly Cooper, like a big heisty kind of grand finale. He didn't want to go making a whole bunch of sessions with it. He just wanted the one, so we did it. If you recall what I said about the last one shot, guess how many sessions this one, because I can tell you right now it was not the one session. It was, I think, at most 2. I think it was 2, so not bad, but not exactly a one shot, more like a 2 shot. But the thing is that the first one was to establish the characters, to get them like grounded, to give the backstory so that we have some feeling for them, which took quite some time. We actually got into our characters with this one, which on one hand, I get that you wanted to do a one-shot, but you also told us to get into characters, so it's like, we gotta do something here. Like, we can't go too fast where you want to develop them, but it can't go too slow, because it's like you said, a one-shot, we're not gonna be here for this entirety. If I recall correctly, the gimmick between this character set is that they grew up on the streets, they all knew each other since birth. The only one character that did not fit this quota was, like, this one that actually had a home. It's just, I think she just wanted to... I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. I think she had a loving home. She just didn't like the... I think she wanted to make her own choices in life, and that's why she kind of fell in with our crowd or something like that. Or Maybe we robbed a place at one point. I don't remember. I honestly don't remember, and I hate that I don't remember. But yeah, that was my other rogue character. I swear. I swear, I think I played more rogues, but those are the only two that are popping up in my head. Maybe the reason why I think that is because Dovin was in the campaign that we played for quite some time, and we played a lot. So maybe that's why I'm thinking I have a bunch of rogue characters. But so far, I'm only counting 2. The highest number that I have is paladins at 3. I guess technically there is a 4th one because there's as you guess, another one-shot that featured a disgruntled paladin. It's just, with that one, he wasn't really much of a character. He was like a Flaming Fist member who was basically a Rollander knockoff. And I think I did this just because, again, one-shot, we weren't going to get too into this. The only difference with this character is that he was an angry dude. Like, I think he had a vendetta against Rollander because he lost his job or something. He lost something due to him being an honest cop. So he absolutely hates him, and that's all I could remember. I don't think we had much of a session with this one. I think it was the start of it, and then after it just kind of ended, like we didn't really pick it up later. So yeah, I'm not really gonna count him because, again, carbon copy of Rollander. Just changed a few things, so yeah. I'm gonna count it to like 3 paladins so far. So 2 rogues, 3 paladins. We are getting kind of close to the end, so I'm not gonna get too into the rest. But what would be a good transition to the next class? I guess I could talk about classes that I haven't played. That probably would open up a few. I'm trying to think of what class did I not play as. Yeah, you know what? Since I asked what your favorite class was last video, I guess what would be your least favorite class to play as? Out of curiosity. What is a class you haven't played as? That's my question for you, just to, food for thought. My least favorite class to play as... I guess it depends on how the session is going, because while I'm not opposed to playing against anything, it's just that I have to get myself in the head game if I'm playing a character. Like, for example, if I were to play a bard, then I have to go into the more supportive kind of role rather than being upfront acting as a tank. If I'm playing as a tank, then I have to be prepared to go upfront and be a tank. Like, you gotta give yourself that kind of mindset. So, yeah, I don't think I have I don't have a least favorite class. It's just, I'm trying to think of the classes that I haven't played. I don't think I've ever played an artificer. I don't remember any character that I've played as an artificer. I think maybe the classes that I haven't played are... I want to say I have not played as a sorcerer. No, wait. I don't think I played as a wizard. But I believe I played both as a sorcerer that multi-class into a warlock, or maybe they like the spellcasters. I don't think I played all the spellcasters. I'll just leave it at that. But I know I played a barbarian. I know I played a bard. I know I played a cleric. I know I played a druid. Maybe I haven't played as a fighter. I feel like maybe I haven't played as a fighter. Maybe. Played as a monk. Definitely paladin. Definitely played as a paladin. Just start a new character with a ranger. If I've recorded this video a week ago, I would say I don't think I ever started playing as a ranger. No, I take that back. I had a one-shot where I was a ranger, but I don't think we ever started that one-shot. Definitely played a rogue. Like I said, I have a character that played a sorceress. I just don't remember if if she multi-class into a warlock or into a wizard. So yeah, I'm kind of saying one of the spellcasting classes I have yet to play. I mean, would the multi-class count as me playing as him, or would it be not counted because technically I'm using the base of another class? Are we talking about like base classes, or are we talking multi-class? Because if we're talking base classes, then this list is going to be kind of different. However, if we're talking about multi-classing, if that counts, then yeah, I think I've only not played as one of the spellcasters and the artificer. Maybe not a fighter, but I feel like I have played a fighter. It's just I am not I'm drawing a blank on it. I feel like I have. It just I don't remember. It's been that long. So yeah, trying to keep count of all these guys is kind of troublesome, especially since I don't have their. No, wait. Maybe I do have an artifact. No. Was he? I actually do have this guy's character sheets. It's just I don't know if I put. Let me see. Where's your class? I left it blank. Why did I leave it blank? Ah, found the class. Why did I put it back here? Pat Anthony, what is wrong with you? I didn't write the class under the class tab. I instead wrote it on the back of the page. I could see why my DM, my friend, I could see why he gets tired of me sometimes, because even I'm tired of myself sometimes. But no, okay. Definitely played an artificer then. That's on the list of things I played. I didn't play him for long though. Not that he, got killed off or anything. It's just like with this campaign, it was like you freely explore the world. You level it up by, experience. Like you beat things up, you get levels that way. Or I think the rule was if you earned gold. And before you ask, no, you can't give players gold and just like have an infinite XP farm. No. Specifically, you have to earn gold from NPCs, and that would count towards the experience. I remember that. Now, I like the artificer. Don't get me wrong, I liked him. It's just that my cleric was the first character I was playing during this campaign, or at least the first character that stayed alive the longest, and I kind of liked him, so I played him more than the artificer. Which, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll talk about him in the next video. That's how I would transition this. That's how we would go to the next class. The next class is cleric. I'm positive it's just the one character though. Maybe. I don't recall. It's the one character that was on D&D Beyond that I kept personally. So, I'll be honest, what do you call it? The redstone, when it was first introduced, I hated going mining when I saw redstone. Not because I hated the stone, it's just in the dark, it always reminded me of eyes, and when I saw them, it kind of reminded me of spider's eyes. So it's like, I don't like this too much. I really don't like this too much. It gave me the willies, just like scared me just a little. Another thing that scared me was, I remember when I played Minecraft, I think it was on the PlayStation 3 version, despite me being on a single player peaceful world, I always felt like I was being watched while I was playing. Like, it gave me that kind of unnerving. Like, I think that was the main reason why I decided to live in a village, but then one day, all the villagers, because I think if I recall correctly, I decided to switch on the difficulty just so that I could get some items. It's just, yeah, those villagers did not survive the zombies, and, well, now the village is empty except for me, and it made me very sad. And also very, very uncomfortable because, okay, look, if you thought that I felt kind of creeped out before when the villagers were with me. Can you imagine how badly that feeling increased after they were all gone? Like, it got worse after that. So, yeah. Sob stories aside, thank you for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time. Take care. Please like and subscribe. And have a great day.